Oh gosh, that's beautiful. Got to do that. Oh man, I look like a creep. Okay. I don't want anyone to have to see that. I look really dumb. Better. Okay. Should have that I'm on now. Okay. It's not popping up on my page. That's okay. Why is it not saying that I'm live streaming? That's the question. Why is my face so bright? That's another question. Whatever. The viewers are going to see back up to 4 hours while you're streaming. That's fine. Yeah, whatever. Okay. This is my first time, so let me just figure this out. Alright. Okay. Let me... Okay, so it does play back. Okay. I think we're good. Let me know if we're not good, but... Okay! So, Stranger Things. I thought that, I would do... I didn't quite know how to do this. This is my first time ever live streaming, so bear with me. But I just rewatched the entire series, and I took a lot of notes, and I, as many people do, I have a lot of questions. I literally just finished the last episode, so if my eyes are red, that was a real emotional episode, and I cried, and I think everyone else cried too. So, okay, so I have a lot of notes, and I have a lot of questions, and I don't know quite how to go about it, but probably, maybe some people will watch, maybe no one will watch. I might just be talking to myself. That's okay. I'll just keep talking, but preferably somebody else, you guys will jump in and say something or be a part of the discussion at any point. Feel free to jump in, because 30 minutes of my voice can get pretty tiring, trust me, my parents know. Well, let's start out, I guess, to Season 2. I got my poster in the background, by the way. It's got a really spooky background, as you might know. But I got my Stranger Things poster right up there in the background. Let me know if there's quality issues, and I need to take it to a lower setting, too. I don't want it to be like, I don't want that to be an issue. So bear with me for my first live session. But, okay, so let's get down to the good stuff. So, Stranger Things airs in 2 days. It's going to be airing at 12 a.m. Pacific time. So Friday morning at 3 a.m. Central time will be Stranger Things Season 2 will air. So that's 3 a.m. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't think I can stay up and then just not... I could not sleep, I guess. I think I'm going to wait till and wake up really early, and then I think I'm going to wake up really early and then watch it through the day and then have a review out or something like that by Friday night or Saturday morning. That's my plan. So I don't know, whatever is best for everyone. I wish they would put it out at like 7 p.m. at night. It seems like that would make more sense, but okay, Netflix, I guess, why not? Hopefully, I think it's about 9 episodes. I think it's 9 episodes they're going to air. And so it's about 9 hours, 8 hours of watching, and that's a long binge. But I binged Stranger Things, and I still remember it was June of last year that I started Stranger Things, and I was mad at my sister because I don't even know why. It was so stupid, but I didn't want to talk to her, so I shut myself in the living room. Like, yeah, no, I'm not 25 years old. Shut myself in the living room, and I thought I went on to Netflix as suggested, and I saw Stranger Things, and I thought it looked pretty cool, and I was gonna be like really cool because like it was new and no one was talking about it, and I was gonna be the first to talk about it, and I binged it with my brother Matt, and he didn't get into it, but I straight through, like, it's kind of one of those things where you really just can't stop watching it. I mean, one of the things, I'll talk about the show first. more artistic aspects of the show. And then we go into like the details, the science, and everything and the theory behind what's going on in Stranger Things in this world. But first, I kind of want to talk about the more artistic aspect of Stranger Things really quick. I'm just gonna shut up about that I'm string because I'm sick, as people would know. So one of the, I mean, really there is no other thing on, I mean, when I first watched Stranger Things, I just was enamored by it. It was one of those shows that I'd never felt so, I don't know, it just gives you this really strange feeling, and people call it nostalgic and whatnot because it's based on the 80s and its style is very 80s, but it's something more than that. It was just so beautifully done. It's not any one thing that makes it great. It's so many things, and that's what makes TV shows ultimately memorable. You have such a beautiful style and beautiful cinematography, and on top of that, you have beautiful characters, very well thought out characters with just a amazing cast. I mean, this is an example of just I think some of it was pure luck. There is no way they could have foreseen that they would get such talented actors and that they would do so well in the show. And you have the characters, and then you have the relationships, and they're all kind of intertwined, and everybody has interactions. I don't know if there's anyone that doesn't have interactions, but I kind of categorize them into like the boys group with Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Will, and then 11 comes in, and then you have Nancy, Barb, and Steve. They're kind of the high schoolers, and then you have Hopper, Joyce, and Jonathan. Like, that's how I kind of group them, but they all kind of interconnect in different ways, and that's what's so beautiful. That during one show, it can go to multiple relationships and multiple different storylines, all leading up to the one. And the pacing is great too, because I noticed when I rewatched it that it does a great job of revealing just enough every show and every once in a while that to just keep you right on edge for the entire series. I mean, especially in the beginning. I think the first 4 episodes are my favorite. Definitely speeds up toward the end. But just those first 4 episodes of just wondering what the hell's going on, and just they keep revealing you little things, but you're never going to be able to put it together. And you still can't put it together, really, even at the end of the show. Who the hell knows what went on? And I think everyone's hoping for answers in season 2. I would hope that there's a lot of questions that they have answered, and I have like 4 pages of questions that I want answered, and it's just all about the story and the world and everything, and how does this happen? But like, how many shows besides Twin Peaks? Okay, I'd have like 14 pages. If I was taking notes on Twin Peaks, I'd probably have like 14 pages, but whatever. I kind of lost interest in that show. But like, I have like 4 pages of questions. Just what I don't understand. Some of them are just kind of really in depth. Some of them aren't. For example, I have a question. Why does Lucas suck so much? And that was just really struck me. He just really got annoying to me. And some people were like, well, yeah, but this and this and this, and I'm like, but he didn't have to be a dick about it the entire time. Like, he was okay towards the end, but he was really a dick up until that point. I mean, come on, let's be honest. But so yeah, I have like 4 pages of questions, and that's a good show when you have all these questions. But they don't get you so confused that you give up, and they don't let you know enough so that it becomes boring. So they did a great job with that. It's so rewatchable. I enjoyed it the second time. Not as much as the first time, because the first time I was just like, whoa, what is this? And the soundtrack, and I've listened to the soundtrack all year since it came out. It's just, especially, I just love when those moments between all the characters, and like, it happens a lot during their like love, the love, I don't know, when there gets to soft moments. I just love the soundtrack. It's so beautiful in those moments, and they have some just really great emotional moments. And I just gotta say, like, the first time around I watched the show, I felt like Winona Ryder is the one who impressed me the most. I was iffy because I've seen her stuff and she was a good actress, but where has she been? I mean, she hasn't been anywhere. And then she comes out with this and it's like, whoa, oh, she's back. Oh, she's not the Winona Ryder that we knew. And she just blew my mind. But the second time around, I have to say that it was really David Harbour who blew me away the second time around. And also Millie Bobby Brown, who blew me the second time around, because she only has, I think, 246 words. She says 246 words in the series, but, like, you feel like you know everything about her, not just her backstory, but, like, really you feel like you know her. And I don't know how old Millie Bobby Brown is, but she's not old, and that's pretty impressive. And that's why all these guys have come to fame, because they're extremely talented, and I just hope she doesn't. My hope is that she doesn't burn out as like a child actress. I hope she makes that transition, because she has a lot of talent and it could be used. It could do some great things. But David Harbour, I just was enamored by him, because he I don't know what it is, but it's just, I think it's just his hesitation and his, there are so many moments where he just has this human hesitation. And it's like, I think of in The Morgue, when he's one of the times I was just like, wow, it's when he's in the morgue and he's getting ready to cut this boy's body open, and there's a good chance that it's real and he's about to cut into a dead boy, flesh and blood, and but he's also questioning, maybe he's not real, and he has to know, and he has to do it, but just that hesitation that he's like, oh my god, I'm about to cut into a body, what am I doing? He takes this, you can see his thought process, and where, it's not just, oh, I'm gonna act like I'm hesitating. It's like, you can see the whole thought process as he goes through it, and just his going back and forth and about the gravity of what he's about to do. And just other times, just small times and smaller scale, like when he's at the bar with the guy he needs information from, and he's talking about his daughter winning the spelling bee, which of course his daughter is dead. But every time he says Sarah, there's just like, he gives it all away, like he has this slight hesitation in this, because it's bringing back all the things about, all the memories or whatnot, and he just does so well at that. And David Harbour really impressed me this time around, and I can't wait for season 2 to see how everyone, and there's a new Sean Astin's going to be in season 2. I don't know what, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. I did not watch the trailers for season 2 because, and here's why, when I didn't watch the trailers for season 1, and I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know anything going in. I want all my questions here, and I don't want to know anything. I want these things to be revealed to me as they were the first time I watched this, and it was so perfect. And I don't want to know, oh, hey, okay, we know that I don't know what that is. I don't know what that giant monster is, that spider monster that's in all the promotionals. I mean, okay, yeah, I know that. So I guess that kind of sucks. I would not even like to know that. But that's kind of unavoidable. So I know that, but I want everything to be revealed to me just like it was in the first one. And I want to feel that sense of wonderment. I don't want to know anything going in. So I have not, in fact, watched the trailers. So I don't know. And if the trailers answered these questions, well, I don't really care anyway, because I'm going to watch the show in 2 days. So, and I think we know also Eleven's back. I know that. But we kind of knew that anyway with the Agos in the first season or whatnot. Anyway, so, okay. So, we got, I guess talking about the artistic stuff doesn't really do much, but I think the more interesting stuff is in the more interesting stuff is in story and what's going on. So from season 1, we have collected that there is he has the science teacher has a little drawing, something like this, right? Shit. Okay, the camera's on. The camera's on, but it's not, it's really laggy. And I hope it's not it might be, and honestly might be lagging. Come on! Okay. Can you see it? Okay. So here's what we have. We have the flea, and we have the man on the tightrope. The man can move back and forth, but the flea can move all around. And the only way that you could get on the other side of the rope as a human is to create a portal. And how are portals created? With massive amounts of energy. You have to have a tear in time, space to create a doorway to get to the other side. And the other side is, in fact, an alternate dimension, a parallel universe, a world. I think, well, and this isn't said in the show, but it's a world that just an infinite amount of worlds. The theory goes there's an infinite amount of worlds where something goes. I mean, where something veered off the path of what our world is now. I don't know if anyone is in physics or later watches this and you have any scientific knowledge or physics. That would be really great if you could explain it to me, because I do have an engineering degree, but it is a bachelor's degree, not a master's. I only took 2 physics classes. I don't know a lot about it. So, I mean, to have somebody explain this in depth to me would be nice, but I'm not sure if that can even be done. I probably should have watched a little bit more of the theory shows. But anyway, yes, we need a massive amount of energy to do these types of things, create portals, and to get to these parallel universes. I don't know if that has anything to do with a wormhole. That has to do with, like, time, but we're dealing with, I think, space here. It's hard to wrap your head around, even now after watching it multiple times. But, anyway, at some event in the world that we're watching in Stranger Things, something happened. Some event happened where it branched off, and this whole parallel universe happens. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But what was that event is the question. It's one of the biggest questions I have. If this is correct and how a parallel universe is forming, what happened to make this upside down? And this upside down, what is it? It's like the world. So it couldn't have been far off. It couldn't have been far off and back in time from when this show occurred, because the Byers' house is there, the library, everything is there. At Castle Byers, so it can only be, assuming Castle Byers is only Will's, it can only be as old as Will, this upside down, this parallel universe, because everything is there. And so, at what point did this veer off? And what happened to create this upside down, which is like the world we're watching, the real world we'll call it, but dark. It's overgrown with, like, gooey vines and slime, and I don't know what that is. There's no really knowing what that is. And it has feathers. It has all those feathers or dust or whatever you would consider that, all in the air. And it has the Demogorgon. And what happened? What happened to create this world? So, I think that's one of the biggest questions that's going to be answered in Season 2, is how the Upside Down came to be. I could have this all wrong, by the way. I don't really, like, again, yeah, I don't have a PhD. So, that's that. So we have this alternate universe. I'd never seen it. I don't think they ever go to the Upside Down during the daytime, so I wonder if it goes daytime, nighttime. Like, we only see the Upside Down when the real world is in nighttime, I think. So what is it like in the daytime? Is there daytime in the Upside Down? That's a side question. It's not really that important. So yeah. Second of all, what's the Demogorgon? Where'd it come from? How did it get born? What happened? I mean, I think in my mind, the Demogorgon is a lot of energy. It has to be. It has a lot of energy, or it is pure energy, because he can open these portals, which are only in walls, apparently. I don't know why he likes the walls, but he likes the walls. That's interesting, but he comes through the walls, or trees, I guess. He does use a tree. He can create, open and close these portals. like that, because he does it, like with Barb, in and out. It's in and out for this guy. And that's interesting. So I think he has to possess energy, or he just is pure energy, because to open those portals, obviously they say you need a massive amount of energy. Not energy that's not really capable of being created by mankind. I assume that we don't have power to create that much energy, because this show isn't far off from physics theories that are out there today. Like, this is using time, space, which is, a well-established theory. I mean, just the idea that massive amounts of energy could create a tear in time space. I mean, you have black holes and everything, so it's not far off from reality. These are all actual theories. I mean, Stephen Hawking. Interesting. Maybe that's why the town's name is Hawkins, because of Stephen Hawking, and it's based on a lot of his theories. I don't know. Hawkins is probably actually a place, though. Indiana. I've never been there, and I don't want to go there. I've driven through there, but that doesn't count. So, so the Demogorgon is a massive amount of energy, and I don't think, and how they made this giant hole, which the feds effed up, and the feds, they were the bad guys in this show. The feds messed up. They done messed up, because they didn't intend to open a portal or a gateway to another dimension. It wasn't on their checklist of things to do. I think what they were trying to do, obviously, was where's my stream health? Hold on, I just want to make sure. Oh, do we have a message? Oh, I'm sorry if somebody sent a message. Okay. No, okay. Please do, though. Please do. That would be so cool. I'm just talking to myself. Please, I just need some, I'm just, riffing off the top of my head, and I need some inspiration. But anyway, so I'll just keep going on this track, but please add to the discussion. So anyway, what happens is this, they're doing mind control experiments. So back in the 70s, here's what we have is back in the 70s they did this. We learned MK Ultra was the CIA, whatever, maybe government controlled program, where they use subjects, volunteer subjects, to do mind control, isolation. They experimented with isolation takes and psychedelics to expand the mind. Blah 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 blah. I think that they knew that they planned to take the children of these test subjects later on, and they were somehow preparing these parents so that their children would have special abilities. Seems to make sense, because that's supposedly how 11 came to be, because we have this girl named Terry Ives who was in MK Ultra back in the 70s, and the government took her daughter away. They said she miscarried in the 3rd trimester, but the government took her daughter to use as experiments. And I think I was a little confused. I don't know if that's 11. I don't know if that's 11, because I forgot why I had an idea in my head that 11 was that wasn't 11, but I don't know if this daughter that they saw in the newspapers that was taken away from this Terry Ives is 11 or whatnot, but they knew that the government had taken her and done terrible experiments, the abuse, basically what you see happening to 11, just sleep deprivation, physical abuse, psychological and everything. So it all comes back to this MK Ultra in the 70s, and then these new experiments that Dr. Brenner is performing with, who knows how many subjects. 11 is, just the name in itself of 11, what comes before 11, there's how many other subjects were there? Is she significant? Are there 10 other subjects? 9, 10 other subjects? We don't get that answered, but we kind of can assume that there were more, and maybe they died during testing, and 11 was the only one able to. I don't know. I don't know what. But my question was, did 11 develop her abilities, or was she born with them? And I think the answer to that is, in my mind, she's born with it because her mom was a part of these MK Ultra experiments, and somehow she was born with these telepathic and teleportation abilities. So, I mean, that's how I think 11 got her powers, and obviously she was brought up her whole life in this underground lab, which really sucks, and she is not as psychologically damaged as I would assume she'd be, but she also has this father figure, Dr. Brenner, who, he's out of the picture now, but always seems, you know, he's always the friend of 11, trying to keep everything at bay while performing these experiments. But these experiments with the mind control with 11 were never supposed to open up a tear in time and space. These experiments were supposed to get information for the government from the Russians. The Russians. The Russians. They were supposed to spy. I think Russia was still a big deal back in the 80s, and I mean it's a big deal today, but like from the whole Cold War, they were still feeling the after effects from that, and so spying on the Russians was something the government was frankly quite interested in doing. So that's what they were concerned with. They wanted to be able to spy on the Russians. That's what 11 was for, and that's what the intent was. I don't know how that works. She gets put in an isolation tank. She doesn't actually teleport physically anywhere. But when she gets put in an isolation tank, somehow her mind, there's like mind teleportation. She can find the subject wherever they are and listen to them, because that's what she does. In this black space, that's how they represent it, like she in this black space, but she can hear him. I don't know, I don't have that all figured out, especially the physics. I don't know how that would happen, but she's not physically going to Russia. I mean, her mind is, and I don't really know how that works, but that's the fact. And while she's in this mind space, she runs into the Demogorgon. What's he doing there? I don't know how he got there. I don't know where this is, because it's not physical, because she's physically in the tank. Like, how is she? Where is this place? And she gets to the Demogorgon, and she touches it, and boom! Oh shit! That's when the hole is made. Something with energy. It's gotta be, because the Demogorgon and her using energy, she uses some sort of energy because she can physically manipulate the world as well. She can kill people, snap their necks, she can flip vans, she can do a whole damn bunch of things. So she has an ability to manipulate energy with her mind, or manipulate matter. She has some sort of energetic abilities to manipulate the outside world. So she's a very powerful person. The Demogorgon is powerful, and when they make contact, which to me they don't physically make contact, it's only in this mind space they make contact, it tears the hole, and that's how this holding the upside down becomes. And the only other way to get to the upside down is creating that massive amount of energy, which the Demogorgon can do on its own, but no human can do on its own, except for maybe 11, who could probably open holes on her own, but I don't know. This is all just speculative. So anyway, that to me, that's the hardest thing to grasp, is how 11's powers connect to the Upside Down and the Demogorgon, and the only connection that I can find is just this energy, because she's physically in the isolation tank, but she's in this black space. What is that space? I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to pictorially represent it, and it's actually just kind of like, I don't know. If somebody can explain that to me, I would very much appreciate it, because it's a question that I have no idea. So, anyway, that's how the hole is opened, and you have all this shit. 11 can do a lot of things. Not only can she manipulate the outside world, she can travel with her mind. That's what they allude to. She can also, anywhere in time, space. Well, time, maybe not. Maybe she can't time travel, but she can travel in space, kind of, with her mind. But she can also, maybe you'd call that telepathy. You might call that telepathy, and they were just instead of this whole black room that they have her in the Demogorgon, when she visits Will Byers' castle in this black space, like maybe that's just representing telepathy in a pictorial way. I don't know. But she's actually not anywhere. That's actually not actually happening anywhere physically. But she has teleportation, telepathy. She can manipulate the outside world. She can also channel things through electricity. And so, I mean, it all kind of fits in with this whole energy, this whole foundation of energy and physics, because there's a massive amount of energy. This gate disturbs the electromagnetic fields, and that's the Demogorgon. Not only does the gate itself disturb electromagnetic fields, the Demogorgon disturbs electromagnetic fields. When it comes around, the lights are blinking really fast, or they get really bright, and 11 can channel. Somehow it's related, because 11 can channel other people, and I get confused as I talk about it because it's really just hard to grasp it all together. But she can she can manipulate the electromagnetic fields and channel people from the Upside Down. If somebody could give me like a Khan Academy review of this, of how Stranger Things work, maybe they have it actually. I don't know. I should probably actually look that up. That would be great. Link me to it. So it all kind of comes back to just this energy, this idea of energy, and this time space, this portal. So it's a lot of questions that aren't answered, and I don't think we're going to get them all answered in season 2. I think we'll know why the Upside Down came to be and how it came to be. Clearly, the Demogorgon, 11 kills the Demogorgon. He was the villain of season 1. But I'm getting the feeling, and I think that's what they want, that season 2, we're dealing with something much bigger. Something a lot scarier. It has to do with the vines, and the slimy vines in the Upside Down. Like, that's all part of one living, breathing monster. That maybe it's that. I don't freaking know. But we're dealing with something a lot bigger and a lot worse and a lot scarier than the Demogorgon in season 2. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with that, and that's why I'm just really excited for season 2. I want to see. I want all these questions answered. I want to see where they're going to go with it. Sure, man, I have so many other questions that just kind of has to do with the physics and everything, and I'm just trying to put it all together. And I mean, obviously we have Will at the end. At the end, we know that 11 kills the Demogorgon, and takes off. Comes back somehow. Maybe she opened a portal. I don't know. And she's in the Upside Down for a little while until she comes back. She recuperates and gets the energy to make another portal and come back. Seems like a logical theory, but she's gonna come back. Hopper went off with the feds. It might have had something to do with the deal they had with the feds. We'll go and get Will. We'll forget about it. Maybe they brainwashed him. I don't know. Why did he go with the feds? That's another question we want to know, and probably will know. And why is Will getting flashbacks of why is he puking slugs, and why is he getting flashbacks of the Upside Down? Because clearly we see one of the last scenes is him in the bathroom. He pukes up a slug. It looks like maybe that's the first time, but maybe this has been going on since he's been in the Upside Down, because he's pretty concerned about it. And he gets a flashback to the Upside Down. So I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna see, but I mean, so many questions need to be answered, and that's what I'm hoping. Of course, we know Barb's dead. Like, let's not lie. That's one reason we stuck with the season for so long. It's because of Barb. And maybe I'll do a moment of silence at the end here, but she's dead, and she's not coming back. And I think I'm gonna go in the season and be like, Barb not coming back. In a parallel universe, maybe she's alive, but she's dead. She's pretty much dead for now. So I mean, we don't get hopes up for that. Who is Nancy gonna end up with? These are some lighter questions after getting into the deep stuff, because it hurts. It hurts the brain. It really does, and I just kind of you get into a rabbit hole, and bam. So, I mean, who's Nancy going to end up with? Steve or Jonathan? I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be Jonathan, because Steve is the path she'll take if she wants to be like her parents, and she resents her parents. And Jonathan's the different guy. He's, you know, she likes Jonathan more than Steve. I mean, I think that's what they're alluding to in the first season, is that she likes Jonathan more than Steve. I mean, Steve's cute. Steve's cute, and he's charming. But, like, Jonathan, they saw some shit together, you know? They bonded over that. So I think she's gonna end up with Jonathan, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Okay, crap. Oh, so much crap. It's not crap, I'm sorry. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I mean, it's not just... Demogorgon is drawn to blood. I don't think that matters anymore now he's dead, but... I don't know. Maybe it matters. He needs to feed. I don't know. Saw Will before. Why did... Upside down. Yeah. So, what... Well, we already asked all that. Oh, yeah. Here's a question that I want all of the electrical engineers, all the people with any sort of electrical knowledge, to tell me. If Christmas... This is the 80s. Christmas lights were still in parallel back then. If the Christmas lights are in parallel, then how could Will and everyone else singly manipulate the lights, okay? Because that's kind of violating the laws of electricity, isn't it? Okay, how did that happen? How would that happen? Is it even possible? Okay, so that's the question that I pose to all you electrical engineers out there. And that's just another question I have in general, is how does this whole, like, how does movement correspond to movement, and the upside down corresponds to light or a disturbance in electromagnetic field in the real world, because when Hopper and Joyce are moving through the upside down, the lights go on as they move with their feet, and Will can obviously answer with the light bulbs. How does that happen? You know, how do they do that? That's just something I think that we're never gonna know. It's just kind of something like, just suspend belief for that one, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, who created the... I just don't understand who created the wall all those times, or who created the hole, like when Will was in the hole in the wall, his mom actually saw him. Was that the Demogorgon who created the wall? Will create the wall? Who created the wall then? Because it wasn't the Demogorgon coming through, feeding. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, that just might have been a storytelling devices. Some of these, like, you just have to kind of accept them. But I don't know if they actually follow with the scientific premise we're going with. Anyway, yeah, okay. So I think I went over everything that I really wanted to go over. I don't have a lot of viewers. That's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. So we don't have a real discussion. Can't really have a discussion, but I still want to hear what people have to say about it. Because it's very fascinating. And obviously, it's really exciting that Stranger Things 2 is coming out. But it's not very cool that they're putting it out at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm not okay with that, Netflix. So if Netflix is watching, like, reconsider your strategies. But, yeah, so I'm really excited. I mean, I have a review out for Stranger Things 2 once it does come out after I binge watch it, because it's going to be awesome. But, alright, well, I think that does it for the night. If you watch this video, please add to the discussion in the comments. Come on. It's just real fun. Just put a comment there. Ask a question. Give me your opinion. Explain this shit to me. I'd like to know. I really need to know. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. I'm gonna go watch Modern Family. You understand? And, watch out for my review on, I think it's going to be Saturday. It's going to be Saturday. So, my review of Stranger Things 2 on Saturday. And enjoy binge watching Stranger Things Season 1. Thank you very much. We're almost exactly at 40 minutes, but we're not going to quite get there. Okay, have a good one. That's that. Oh, damn, I was going to try and time it, but I didn't. Okay, that's that.